So what if instead of guessing what coloring book buyers want, you could actually study what is already working and use AI to create fresh variations? Now, if you look at Amazon right now, you can see that coloring books are really doing well, and you can actually tell by the amount of reviews that these coloring books are getting, which is a direct reflection of how much people are buying these coloring books. I mean, this bestseller alone is making estimatedly around $3,500 per month. And how do I know this? If you multiply the number of reviews that this book has gotten by the price per single copy, that is over $50,000. And this coloring book was uploaded in July, and from July 2024 till now, that makes it about 14 months. If you divide that by 14 months, that's a bit over $3,500 every single month from just this coloring book alone. Of course, that's like an estimated amount. Now, I broke down its winning formula, fed those patterns to AI, and created entirely new designs that captures the same magic. If you take a close look at most of these well-selling coloring books, you can see a pattern in terms of the content style. You can see that for the Coco Wayo and even others. You can see there's a unique kind of content style to it, and these books are also selling really well as well. Now, in this video, I'll be leveraging what is already working, but adding a unique spin to it. Now, here is the step-by-step process. The first thing we want to do is we want to choose our book specification. Now, for this particular book that we are trying to recreate with a unique spin, the book specification, you can see it's a paperback. It has 40 hand-drawn images, and the print length is 88 pages. If we scroll all the way down, you can see the dimension is 8.5 by 8.5, and that leaves us to be able to craft our own book specification. Now, for the purpose of this video, our book specification is going to be this. Our book cover type, we're going to be leveraging paperback. Our dimension is going to be 8.5 by 8.5. Our bleed settings is going to be with bleed, and our page count, we're going to be having 30 coloring images, which will be 64 pages in terms of the coloring book. Now we're going to try to craft our interior pages. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to head over to Amazon KDP Help Topics. Under Amazon KDP Help Topics, you want to go under Format Your Paperback, set trim size, bleed and margin, and you want to go all the way down to bleed. Now remember that we're using with bleed for the purpose of our coloring book. And if you look at here, this is just an example of what bleed is like. It's simply like printing term where the images or illustration would extend to the edges of the paper, and it's typically great for coloring books because that way the images are bold and is usually better for coloring. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click here. This is where we're going to see the page size that we're going to actually be leveraging on with bleed. So if we scroll, remember that the dimension we're using is 8.5 by 8.5. So we're going to look for the counterpart when it is with bleed. So we're going to look for it over here, and here it is. However, with bleed, this is the exact page size that we are going to be using. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and copy that. Now I'm going to head over to Canva, and I'm going to click the plus icon, click custom size. I'm changing the units to inches, remember, because it's always in pixels and we are not working with pixels, we're working with inches. The width, I'm going to paste what I've copied from Amazon. I'm going to impute the height, and I'm clicking create new design. So you can see Canva has created a new design for us with the specific page size that we imputed. Next thing we want to do is we want to set our margins. We're going to head back to Amazon KDP Help Topics and scroll all the way down to margins. Now, when it comes to margins, this helps to protect your content from running off the page and being cut off in the manufacturing process. So that way we're able to gauge where our images should not go beyond. Now, the margin is actually calculated based on the page count or the number range of page count. And our page count is 64 pages, which falls under this first row, that is 24 to 150 pages. That means our margin, leveraging bleed, would be 0.375 for the inside margin and 0.375 for the outside margin. We're going to head back to Canva and we're going to do just that. Now for my design, I already have my rulers and guide out. However, if you do not have yours, you can easily click on File, click on Setting, and click on Show Rulers and Guide. Alternatively, you can click Shift plus R and it's also going to give you that. Now, I'm going to zoom in on the page just so that I can be able to see clearly and of course capture the exact margin that we're supposed to be using. I'm going to slowly drag this all the way until it gets to the margin number that we're using. Now I'm getting 0.376. Now you may not get the exact number, however, it's always best to use the closest number to it, and it is better more than less. I'm also going to be pulling this upper part and doing the same thing to it. For this one, I also got 0.376, and now I'm going to add the margins also to this portion here and also to the bottom portion. To make that easier for me, I can easily go to Elements and pull a shape out, preferably a square shape. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fit it into this box here where the upper margin and the left margin meet. And I'm going to just ensure that it's a proper fit. The moment you see those red lines showing, that's a sign that it's a proper fit. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and duplicate that and pull it all the way down to the bottom part. I'm going to also fit it at the edge, and I'm going to pull the upper ruler towards it until I hit this red line. Again, I'm going to pull this left ruler towards it until I hit the red line. Now I'm going to delete it. Again, I'm going to go to the upper part and delete it because we no longer have any use for it. If you look at my screen right now, you can see that we have come up with the page size as well as the margin. Now, this is just for one page. Remember that we are using 64 pages, and to simply do that, I'm going to go ahead and duplicate it into 63 more pages. I'm going to click this duplicate page icon over here, and I'm going to go ahead and keep duplicating it. To make it easier, I can go to the grid view, copy all of this, and just simply duplicate them by group. Now I've gotten 64 pages, it's time for us to go into the next step, which is to start creating our coloring images. Now, by the way, if you have watched up to this point and you're finding this really super helpful, make sure to smash the like button, do well to subscribe to this channel, and do not forget to turn on the notification bell icon. So when I drop another video, you will be the first to see it. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to try to get our coloring book name, which is super important. So I'm heading over to ChatGPT. I'm saying, hi ChatGPT, are you familiar with Spooky Cutie Coloring Book by Coco Wayo? Remember, this is the book that we're taking inspiration from. And ChatGPT said, yes, they know Spooky Cutie. Now, the reason I asked ChatGPT first is because the next set of prompts I'm going to be giving ChatGPT largely depends on ChatGPT really knowing and understanding what I am talking about. And ChatGPT has given us a breakdown, which is a relief that, okay, ChatGPT is familiar with the coloring book that I'm talking about. Now, I'm telling ChatGPT, okay, I want to recreate something similar. Can you give me coloring book name ideas that I can use? And ChatGPT has gone ahead to give us really cute two-worded name combos. You can see spooky plus cute combo, creepy cuties, haunted sweethearts, and the likes. Now, all of these are good, and if you need more, probably you are not okay with what ChatGPT gives you, you can simply ask ChatGPT to give you 10 more, 20 more, as much as you want until you pick the perfect coloring book name. Now, for me, I'm going to be going with creepy cuties, and I'm going to say, okay, now I want to create the interior pages of the coloring book. Give me prompts for my 30-page coloring book that reflects the exact precision, content style, pattern, and detail level of the spooky cuties. I'm trying to leverage this content style that is working, but adding a unique twist/spin to it. I would like to create the coloring images with AI, so ensure to lay emphasis on bold, thick outline. Now, this is not in a bid to copy every single thing. And of course, because it's AI cannot generate exactly the same image. So you're certain that what we are creating are unique versions of this Halloween themed style coloring book. Now, ChatGPT has gone ahead to give us a lot of interior page prompts for creepy cuties, and it has also given us the prompt formula for AI. Now, because we're using AI and not just AI for coloring books, one important thing to note is always having very detailed prompts so that everything that you expect is what is going to be in the background. So what I'm telling ChatGPT is always mention the exact detail in the background of the prompt so the AI tool can easily create it. Apologies for the typo. And now ChatGPT has gotten that and has given us not just the master prompt formula, but detailed prompts for our 30-image coloring book. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to head over to the AI tool that will be creating our coloring images for us. Now, this is the AI tool, and this AI tool is a coloring page generator. Don't worry, I'm going to be leaving the link in the description. So you want to go ahead to the description, click that link, and it's going to take you here. The first thing I typically like to do is to set up the name page for our interior pages of our coloring book. And one great thing about this AI tool is that it has a name coloring page generator. So you want to click on it, and under this, you can be able to be creative with name pages. Now I'm going to go ahead and enter the name of the words I want, which is Preppy Cutie Coloring Book. You're going to choose the font style depending on what you prefer. I'm going to choose this bubble, and the font size, I'm going to click medium. The element in text, this is dependent on what you want. If you want it without anything, you want like bubbles in it, whatever it is, you can just decide to click that. The dimension is square. Remember that our coloring book is 8.5 by 8.5, which is typically a square. So we're going to leave the dimension as square. For the batch, you can decide to create one, or to be on the safer side, just click 2 because it's AI, and so that you can have more options in what you want to pick. Now, just for, the design of it, if you want an element around the text, you can put it. Now, because this is an Halloween themed style coloring book, I'm just going to say Halloween style. I'm going to go ahead, remove watermark, and I'm going to click generate now. So these are the images that this AI tool gave us, and they're kind of cute. I eventually had to go do a little bit of adjustments with the prompts for this AI, and I changed the font size to small because I didn't want the whole coloring book name everywhere. And also I changed the element, or I added to the element minimal, meaning I wanted Halloween style but minimal. And this one looks okay. And I'm going to go ahead and click on download PNG. Remember that if you're not satisfied with it, you can go ahead and still generate more in terms of whatever you want to see, or a better result that you would prefer. So now that we've downloaded the coloring book name page, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to start creating the coloring images itself. Now we're going to click this hamburger icon, and this particular AI tool actually gives you a lot of options. You can either use the photo to coloring page, meaning if you have a photo that you want to convert to coloring page, you can do that. If you want to convert your text to coloring page, in this case, prompts, which is what we're going to be using, you can as well do that. And that's what we're going to be doing right now. So I'm clicking it, and this is where we're going to start adding our prompts. I'm going back to ChatGPT, and I'm going to copy this over here. I'm going back to our AI tool, and I'm pasting it. Now remember that ChatGPT has also given us the master prompt. So you can see a spooky cute. And I'm going to copy this here. I'm not going to add this kawaii because I don't really like the pattern of kawaii. So I'm just going to say a spooky cute stitched teddy bear and all of that. And I'm going to copy this ending part as well. And I'm going to paste it here as well. Now I'm going to take out this highly detailed because I don't think there's any need for it. So I'm going to change it to square. I'm going to click this. One thing I'm going to do is I'm going to write hand drawn. This is going to make it seem much more natural in terms of the content pattern or the pattern style of this coloring book. Now, if you look at this one we're trying to take inspiration from, you can see it's hand drawn. You can see that the curves, the edges, everything is not much of a straight line. If you even look at this, you can see it's 40 hand drawn. So I'm going to put that in our prompt, hand drawn like image, and I'm going to scroll down. Now, this is where we're going to choose the difficulty level. The difficulty level is just for you to decide how much complicated you want your coloring image to be. For toddlers, you can see it's pretty much basic, really extremely basic. For children, still basic, but with a little bit of elements in it. For teenagers, a bit more, and for adults, way more. I'm going to be leaving it at children. I'm going to use the square dimension, and I'm going to generate 2 batches just so that I have more options, and high print quality, as well as remove watermark. Then I'm going to generate. So now this is what this AI tool has given us. You can see here. And I'm going to go ahead and click this. Go ahead, click here and download it. Again, we're going to go ahead, go to ChatGPT, copy the next prompt and feed it into this AI tool. From the next prompt, you can see is vampire bat sipping bubble tea. And I'm going to copy it, put it into this AI tool again, and create a coloring image. We're going to be sticking with the same difficulty level, same dimension, and for the batch also, 2 batch, high print quality, remove watermark, and we're going to click generate now. And just like that, you can see this AI tool has given us our unique coloring images. You can see this one. This looks really cute, really, detailed and everything. This one as well looks cute. However, the outline is inconsistent, so I'm not going to be making use of it. So I'm going to go for this one, go ahead and click here to download it as a PNG. Again, we're going to do for the next one, we're going to go to ChatGPT. The next one is a skeletal child holding a ghost-shaped balloon. And we're going to go back again to this AI tool, feed it into this AI tool, change the difficulty level. This time, we're going to move it over to teenagers because we want a much more complicated or sophisticated image to an extent. We're going to leave the batch at 2 as well. Leave it at high print quality, remove watermark. And again, this AI tool has given us this. You can see this is looking really good. If you look at it, you can see that it maintains all of the suffix, bold tick outline, hand-drawn like image, plain black and white line art, and the rest of it. And again, we're going to go ahead and download PNG. Remember that we did 2, but this one we can't make use of it because it's giving a lot of grayscales. Now, this is what we're going to keep doing for all of the coloring images. I'm going to go off the camera and complete it. You may want to alternate between children and teenagers, at least for the purpose of this coloring book, just to see which one gives a bit more sophistication and, of course, the right details in the background using the prompt. So once I'm done with creating all of the coloring images, we're going to go over into the next step. So I finished creating all of our coloring images and I'm heading back to Canva. I've also gone ahead to create a new folder under project. And this new folder, I just named it Creepy Cutie, and that is where I've added all of our images that I've gone to create in our AI tool. Now, what I'm going to be doing next is I'm going to be adding them into our Canva page. Now, I'm going to start with the first one, which is the name page here. I'm just going to zoom it out. So this is how it is. The color is a little bit not white. So I'm going to go click on edit. I'm going to click on filters. I'm going to go to mono. I'm going to click on classic. Again, I'm going to go to adjust. And I'm going to click on white and increase it. And if you look at it, you can see that the background that wasn't white has now turned to white, which is really good. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to create the name page. That's the name of the coloring book's owner. Now, after this, I'm going to be leaving a page behind it. And I'm going to go to the next one. Reason being that it's a coloring book, and just so that it doesn't seep into the next page when any coloring is being done. This second page represents the back of this first page here. I'm clicking on text, clicking on heading, and I'm going to write "This book belongs to." I'm going to change the font. I will zoom it out. I'm going to change it to white and add some effects. That's the outline effects. I'm changing the color to black here, and I'm going to increase the thickness to this point here. After this, I'm going to go to elements and just simply look for a line. Under graphics, I'm choosing this line and I'm going to drag it all the way over here, and I'm going to pull it this way. I can make it all centralized. So this is looking great. I'm going to leave a page after this one here and go over to the next one. Now, before you add your coloring image, you can decide to add any fun or activity as you like, maybe just to make yours stand out or unique. But I'm just going to go ahead and start adding our coloring images. Now I'm heading back to where I had put in all of the coloring image, and I'm going to start with this one and I'm going to add it here. You can see this cute image here. I'm making it really bold so it fills the entire page, and I'm just going to crop out all of these parts here. After this one, just like I said, I'm going to be leaving a space and I'm going to go to the next one because this space serves as the back of the previous one, and just in case markers are being used to color so that it doesn't seep through the page. So the next one, I'm going to be adding the next image. So I'm bringing this over here. I'm pulling it all the way down. So this is looking good. Again, I'm going to leave a page after it. I'll go to the next one and add the next image. I'm going ahead to add this one, and you can see how cute this looks as well. So this is really fit to the page and this looks good. Again, I'm going to leave this page, go to the next one, and this is how I'm going to keep adding it until I add all of the pages. Now I'm going to go off the camera, add all of the images in our Canva page, and I'm going to come back and show you and head over to the next step. So now I've gone ahead to add all of our coloring image that we use the AI tool to create. And if you just simply take a look at it, I'm just going to scroll down. You can see this is like Halloween themed style coloring book. And you can see all of the cute images that it's giving us. really, really cute images. And all of these cute images were created by this particular AI tool. So with this AI tool, you are able to give it a prompt and it's going to turn it to a coloring page. It also has other great features. Like I said earlier, it has a photo to coloring page where you can impute a photo and it will convert to a coloring page. You can see an example here just on the background here. It also has free coloring pages where you can check and download free coloring pages as you wish. And it also has coloring book generator where you can give it a story prompt and it's going to generate a coloring book from start to finish. It also has a name coloring page, of course, which we leveraged in the beginning for our name page. As well, it has batch mode where you are able to batch all of your prompts at the same time and it's going to give you all of the images once. And this helps you save time when you are creating multiple coloring books in a short period of time. You can also do online coloring. In some of my videos in the past, I showed you how to leverage this AI tool and do online coloring. Super easy and super good. Now, this is like an all-in-one kind of coloring book app. And aside the free coloring pages, in order to be able to access all of the other really great features, you need to be subscribed to the pricing plan. And with the pricing plan, you can actually create up to 5,000 coloring pages per month. You can also see the professional hobby starter, which is cheaper for the yearly plan. You also have the monthly plan as well. You can see the starter, hobby, professional, and business. And you can see all of the feature it has. And of course, the higher the plan goes, the much more access to the features that you have, which is super great. Like I said, I'm leaving the link in the description. You want to go ahead, click the link and go check it out. Also, you can top up 100 credits, 300 credits, 1,000 credits, just as you wish. And this is a great tool to help create coloring books when you are leveraging Amazon KDP to sell coloring books. Now back to Canva. Once we are done adding all our images, we're going to go ahead and download. I'm clicking on share, clicking on download. I'm changing the file type to PDF print. I'm clicking flatten PDF. I'm clicking CMYK and I'm going to go ahead and download. You can also choose RGB if you prefer. However, CMYK is on the Pro plan, and if you have a Canva Pro plan, you can also leverage that and use that for the download. Now, next thing we're going to do is want to start creating our coloring book cover, because as much as your coloring book looks good, the inside of your coloring book looks good, the only way people can be moved to click is your cover, and your cover takes a really short time to capture people's attention. So you want it to be scroll stopping. Remember, we're taking inspiration from this coloring book here. You can see the cover, you can see the pattern style. This is Halloween themed style and you can see how it looks like. So now for the cover, we're going to head over to Amazon KDP cover calculator. This is where we're going to calculate the dimensions and everything we're going to be using in creating our cover. Now I'm going to be selecting the binding type, which is paperback. The interior type is going to be black and white. The paper type is white paper. The reading direction is left to right. Measurement unit is in inches. The trim size is 8.5 by 8.5 and the page count is 64 pages. I'm going to go ahead, click calculate dimension. It's going to give me the width and the height exactly that I'm supposed to impute in Canva to create a Canva page for our coloring book cover. I'm also going to go ahead and download the template. I'm going to be showing you what I'm going to be using with this downloaded template in a minute. By the way, if you've watched up to this point, leave in the comment section where exactly you are watching from. I'd like to know. I'm going to be copying the width here. I'm heading back to Canva and I'm going to click the plus icon here. I'm clicking custom size. Remember, it should be in units. I'm changing the width and the height is 8.75 and I'm creating a new design. Now Canva has given us the exact page size we're going to be using to create our cover. Remember, we downloaded the template, and when you download the template, it usually comes as a zip folder. However, what you need is the PNG file. So I'm extracting it from the zip file. Back in Canva, I'm going to add it to our Canva design and I'm going to extend it to fit the design. It should be a perfect fit because we use the exact dimension in creating our Canva design. Now, next thing we want to do is we want to create our cover page. To create our cover page, we're also going to be leveraging AI, and I'm going to be using iColoring.ai to create the cover page. Now, under the other tools, I'm heading over to the AI book cover generator. This will help us to just give it prompts and it's going to generate a book cover for us. Now, I'm clicking on create now. You can see a white cartoon ghost figure sitting on an orange couch by a cozy fireplace, blanket on its laps, writing in a green diary, brown wooden parlor table in front of it, a black cat on its head, skull teacup on the table, skull plant vase on fireplace, hand-drawn style, bold and thick outlines, Halloween season style. Now, You may want to be more creative in terms of your own cover page. You can use any level of creativity you want for your own cover page. It doesn't have to be this exact prompt, but I'm just showing you what is achievable with AI since we're trying to take inspiration from this particular coloring book. So now I'm choosing a style. I'm leaving that cartoon. For the size, I'm going to leave it at 1:1. So now I'm going to click generate one credit. So this looks good. You can see what it has given us. I had to adjust the prompt a little bit. Like I said, with AI, you need to give it enough information for it to be able to deliver to its best results. So I added cream background and other details in the background, hand draw style, bold tick outlines, Halloween season style. So you can see what that's giving us. And this looks really good. I'm going to go ahead and download PNG. And we're going to go back to Canva and continue creating our coloring book cover. Now back in Canva, I'm going to simply go upload files. I'm choosing what I already downloaded from that AI tool, and I'm going to be adding it over here. Now the reason for adding this template here is so that we can monitor how we are adding our elements and our text. So if you see this pink line here, this pink line is for you to monitor it so that you do not add any element or text because they risk being cut off during the production process of the coloring book. Now I'm going to go expand this all the way so it can fit. So this is a perfect fit over here. Now if you look at this image, I need a little bit more room at the upper part so that I can be able to add the name of the coloring book. So I'm going to pull it down all the way. I'm clicking on edit. I'm going to go all the way to magic expand, and I'm going to simply pull this up here. And I'm going to click expand. And you can see just like that, the image is expanded a little, which gives us a bit more room in adding our coloring book text. Now what I can do is I'm going to do a little bit flip because I want it facing the other way, just like this. So this is all good. Now I'm going to make the transparency reduced. This is because I want to be able to see the pink lines and every other thing going on in the background. Now I'm clicking on text and I'm going to go ahead and add my text. I'm going to change the font. So I'm going to be using these fonts here. I'm going to change it to white and make the effects on that outline. I'm changing the thickness to black, and I'm going to increase it so that it can be as thick as I want. I'm also going to add the subtitle, which is cute coloring book, whatever it is. I'm also going to change the font as well. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the background so that I can make all of the background the same color. I'm clicking the background remover and it has taken out the background. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to elements. I'm picking a shape and I'm pulling it all the way to cover the design. So now this color is good. I'm going to go ahead and take it to the back. For the back image, we can use some of our coloring images. So I'm just going to go to where we kept some of our coloring image and I'm just going to add them. I'm going to reduce the size such that they are the same size. And I'm going to add the same level of stroke weight to all of them. I'm just going to make it like 2. So this looks good. Now I'm going to be adding all of them to the back, arranging them properly. So this comes here, this comes here, and this comes here. So now you can see that the barcode is going to cover it. If you are fine with having the barcode cover it, then that's totally fine. But just for it to be much more excellent and neater, it is best to just reduce the size, or I will prefer to reduce the size. And that's the importance of having your template on your design, just so that you are able to gauge where the elements should be. So this is more preferable for me, and I'm going to go ahead and leave it like this. Then just to add the cherry on top, you want to add your pen name. I can say TFI Designs. I'm going to be using the same font I used for the subtitle for this here as well. Now once all that is said and done, I can then remove this template because we no longer have any need for it. And just like that, our coloring book is already really looking beautiful. We can decide to add any further element. So I can just say Halloween, and I can bring this here. I can also bring this here, and I can bring this here as well. This is just to give it a unique feel. It's totally dependent on you how you want to do your design. So I move the pumpkin here, and I'm bringing this hat over here as well. I'm just going to place it here. So this is looking good. So just like that, our coloring book cover is already ready. And what we're going to do is we're going to click on share. We're going to click on download. We're going to change this to PDF prints, change this to CMYK, and click download. So now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to upload it to Amazon. And to do this, you want to simply head over to Amazon KDP, head over to create new title or series. You want to choose paperback. Now, this is where you want to fill all your detail, your book title, subtitle, author name, and add your description and all of that. Now, the next thing is to impute your keywords. Now, your keywords are what people are searching for with regards to what your coloring book is about. One best way to find your keywords is by simply going to Amazon.com to see what people on the platform are actually searching for. If you go to Amazon.com, in this instance, we're doing more like the Halloween themed style coloring book. And if I type Halloween, you can see Halloween coloring book, Halloween coloring books, Halloween coloring book for adults, and all of that. So I'm going to go ahead, copy this. We can also search for other keywords. As a beginner, you want to go for longer tail keywords instead of just putting coloring book. A lot of people are using coloring book, and when you search for the keyword coloring book, there's a lot of competition on that keyword and your book is going to be buried. So you want to focus on much more strategic keywords. So if I type cute, you can see cute coloring books for adults, cute Halloween coloring books. I'm going to go with cute Halloween coloring books. You can also see cute ghost coloring book, and you can see cute and cozy coloring book. Let me just use that as well. So you can see I've added all of the keywords. You want to take enough time in finding your keywords because that is what contributes to the ranking of your books. Now I'm going to go ahead, click save and continue. ISBN, I'm going to assign ISBN. Print option, black and white, interior. Shrink size, I'm going to change it to 8.5 by 8.5. Bleed setting is with bleed. Paperback is glossy because it's a coloring book for kids, and that's like the much more excellent way to present coloring book covers, glossy. Now this is where we're going to upload our manuscript as well as our book cover, and I'm going to upload that. But here is where we are going to select AI generated content. For the text, yes, we used AI. For the images, I'm going to say AI also. Translations, none. And now I'm going to add the manuscript and book cover. So when we preview our coloring book, this is how it would look like. You can see how cute it looks. This is the cover page. And when we scroll all the way, you can see Creepy Cutie. If we scroll again, you can see the name page. You can see the coloring images and they look really good. This preview is going to give you a glimpse of how your coloring book will look like when it is eventually printed. Now, remember, just like I said earlier, you want to put enough effort into the creation of your interior pages because that will determine how well people would enjoy your book. Also, you want to put effort into the coloring book cover because that is what is going to make people click before they purchase. And once you are good and all that is said and done, you're okay with how the images look like. You want to click approve. Here is where you want to set your pricing. But one good thing about leveraging things that are already working is that that's where you are then able to price closely similar or just at the same price with other kinds of coloring books within that same content style and pattern. I'm giving it 9.99. That's just for the purpose of this video. Other Amazon websites have been populated with the price, and you can decide to edit any of them if you prefer. Otherwise, you just want to go ahead and publish. Do note that it can take up to 72 hours for your book to be available for purchase on Amazon, and this is just for Amazon to do a little bit of checks before it goes live. And just like that, you have been able to leverage what is already working and utilize the power of AI to recreate variations of it. Now, Amazon KDP is just one way where you can sell your coloring books. Smart creators actually diversify, meaning that not just do they leverage Amazon KDP, there are other alternatives that they as well leverage on in order to diversify their income on coloring books. And I'm going to be showing you 7 best alternatives to sell your Amazon KDP coloring book just to be able to help you diversify your income. And if that sounds interesting to you, you want to click the video on your screen right now in order to check it out.